On last week's edition of Horror on the Orient Express, our heroes continued from the cold concrete company, constantly contemplating the conceivable cause of the collegiate classicists' crushing of the Crusaders' curio. Meanwhile, they stopped by a small but well-known mail-order bookstore. Inside, they found a wealth of great knowledge as well as a copy of The Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire with a note inside. Following the note's instructions, the party made their way to the storage warehouse, lot 187, where Dr. Morick had left his excavations. Artifacts of great import lay inside of a large crate, with one noticeably missing, one which Dr. Morick's notebook named as the Meme Sahis. On the way back with their new knowledge, the heroes spied someone riding in a vehicle which they recently thought dead. Jimmy, India, Clay, and Jasmina gave chase, finding the tracks leading to the Hovard Brothers butcher shop. Now Clay has found himself inside and face to face with who he suspects is a prime suspect in Dr. Morick's murder. Will there be further butchery in the butcher shop? Let's find out on tonight's episode of Horror on the Orient Express.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Horror on the Orient Express. I am Moss, and I am your, I don't know if I'd call myself benevolent or what I'd call myself, but I am your keeper of arcane lore.
Evil and mastermind? Evil and mastermind.
Deranged?
Evil?
Yeah, deranged.
I don't know if I'd say mastermind.
Crazy.
Deranged is probably a good one, yeah. There's so many adjectives you could throw at me, but the fact of the matter is that I fill one role in this show, and that is Keeper of Arcane Lore. And around me are most of our cast members. We do have Nomi will be showing up in a little bit, and I think JT is kind of off doing his own little thing because he didn't know we were starting.
JT just arrived.
Oh, okay, very good. And Chris is off camera at the moment. But we'll go around and say hi to everybody. Let's start off with Chris. Chris, I see you are currently broadcasting live from said candy van.
Yes, I am indeed in the candy van. I'm never coming out. They've got Reese's Pieces. But I am still going to play Cthulhu with you guys while I cram my face full of delicious goodies.
Jolly good. I like it. Do they all taste normal? Have you found any razor blades and or crushed up medications or?
No, but my mouth is a little dry, and everything's looking kind of blurry, but
Yeah.
it's candy. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, Cottonmouth's a real party
Blurry?
killer. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of party killers, Frost, how are you?
Well, about to do just that. No, wait, no. That's not what I'm doing. I'm innocent. Just walked in the back of a shop.
Yeah.
It's fine. Nothing bad's gonna happen here. It's all fine. How are you?
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody, obviously Clay and Camellia are the two murderous ones on the in the party here. So I'm curious to see how this is going to
Excuse
plan out.
me. Murderous. I'll have you know I have never killed anybody. An accident.
You've never killed anyone on accident? That's the definition of murderer.
I believe the term you are looking for is assertive.
Okay. See, words often escape me. I have a hard time with them from time to time.
It's just assisted suicide. They put themselves within arm's reach. I help.
Well,
Exactly.
so
See,
you-
we're just helping people find a different profession in life, aka
So-
How
No,
dare you stand still and run face first into my fist?
exactly. That's not our fault. It's not our fault that the person happened to run right in front of where I was aiming and shooting.
Yeah.
I'm like just doing normal target practice. Like, duh.
Yeah, everybody.
A woman shows a little forthrightness, and suddenly she's a murderer. I'm ashamed of you, Moss.
All right. Well, welcome to KrisWithADagger's Feminist Hour. Speaking of feminists, JT, how are you?
Little murder never hurt nobody,
It's true.
Facts.
right?
Not
I'm
usually. I've never been murdered, so I really couldn't tell you.
Oh well, we can show you sometime.
Show you.
You know,
Ooh.
I
Yeah.
like the mystery of it. I almost don't want to figure it out. It's like murder is like a woman in a nice sundress. It's just mysterious enough that it leaves enough to the imagination.
Well,
Mm,
unlike a woman in a sundress, Moss, everybody dies. So you'll definitely have that, but never the woman in the sundress.
Yeah, especially
Wow.
if Clay and Camellia are on the opposing sides. All right, and
It's called a hobby, Moss.
that's the weirdest hobby I've ever heard of. All right, and Sevvy, how are you this evening?
I'm doing good. I realized that I was left behind in the hotel and there's a fight coming. My Spider-Man senses are tingling.
It's
And-
Spidey senses, Sevvy.
Whatever, same thing.
Damn.
Spidey senses. My Spidey senses are tingling, so I might have to figure out a way to find out where they are so I can come and join the fight. But by the time I get there, it's probably gonna be done.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know if there's any way for you to possibly know about the fight. It's not like they have a cell phone that they can just text you real quick, like, "Hey, Sebs, about to get into a fight. Can you come help us out?" I don't think that's really a
Exactly.
thing.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they can send a telegram. Those are instant, right?
Mm,
I don't even know where I am. Where am I during this?
We're
fight you
we're in the hotel because we were making sure that whatever we were escorting back made it back. Remember, because Clay ran out of the car, like a
said?
madman.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Like he
so,
Yes. He went
um,
to go murder. I remember now.
what about what? Like, I'm sure there is maybe my connection to magic, like tells me there is a disruption in the force.
Disrupt.
a connection to magic, huh?
Well, there is no force here, so I'm just looking at things I could potentially roll.
All right. Well, we can discuss your potential connection to magic, but first, before we do any of that, I do want to make sure that we get some rewards out of the way. So, First and foremost, we'll let Nomi this when she gets back. But we do have a gold membership from Fantastic Sarcastic. So we got one to Nomi, one to Frost, and one to Chris. We do have fan art of the cast by Sassy Witch, 60 likes from last stream, and 36 comments. So in total, we got 3 Eureka points going to Nomi, Frost, and Chris, and 2 Eureka points to myself, Sevvy, and JT.
Yep.
Thank you, chat. I will be sure to use them wisely.
Don't delete whatever Eureka points you have left over because they are in a fight.
Not technically. Not yet.
Not yet?
No.
Okay. All right.
No, they're not technically in a fight yet.
Really? I thought they started a fight.
Not quite.
No, not yet. It's things are getting a little tense over at the butcher shop, but there's no fight just yet. So let me go ahead and switch on over to our gaming screen here. And let me I need to do this.
Do we need to do a shout out to Sirenscape?
Oh, well, guess what? If you guys think my computer is laggy now, wait till I start Sirenscape. So no, I'm not going to be using it tonight.
Okay. All right. I'll be right back, you guys.
Yeah, so throw on some tunes, throw on your favorite 1923 era album and listen along because yeah, you're not going to get any of that from me. But if you do hear any fart noises, you can thank myself. Anywho, let's see. And
Sirenscape. I remember that.
Mr. Rooney.
Back in my day,
All
we used to use
right.
Sirenscape for our background music.
So when last we left off, you all had gone, you'd left the concrete factory, you'd gone and had yourself a nice lunch, went to a bookstore and found some information and requested some additional information, which I just got a massive list of right before the show. And you proceeded to make your way back to the I forget what the name is because it's in basically Croatian, but the warehouse where all the luggage and additional storage is contained. And you'd found a boatload of artifacts as well as the notebook for Dr. Dragomir Morik, and proceeded to make your way back with all of those possessions to the hunting lodge, the Levaki Dvorak, when on the way, you had spied a individual in a truck who looked very much like an individual you had seen in a missing poster. So you gave chase on foot. Camellia and JT made their way back to the hunting lodge to make sure that the possessions were kept in safekeeping. Meanwhile, the rest of you went to the gave chase to the truck along with Jasmina. You invigorated the sense of adventure in her somehow. I don't know how. So instead of overseeing her father's findings, she went with you, and you followed the trail back to the Hovart brothers' butcher shop, where we find ourselves now.
And is there anything I can roll to sense that they're in danger?
Slaughter sense activate.
No, there's not.
Damn it.
I don't know.
I don't know
how.
Could I say that after
Wonder Mob powers activate.
Can I say that after a while, after sitting there, I start to get worried that they're not back. But I don't know. I'll leave it up to you how long that time is.
Well, at this point, I would say you are probably still regaling. You're still regaling Jean-Luc with the past 7 days' experiences, even though he only forgot the last 3.
Okay. All right. Then let me know when it would be appropriate for me to start thinking, where are they?
All right. And with that, we pick back up in the butcher shop. Jimmy and India are currently up front, talking back and forth with Teresa, the more or less the head of the butcher shop, you would guess. Meanwhile, Clay, you are in back, and you see coming out of the hanging room a man about 5'8", blonde hair, coming out of the door, and then he looks and locks eyes with you, and you can see as he does, his eyes go wide, and he is aghast with surprise. And he begins talking to you in Serbo-Croatian. You don't necessarily understand what it is that he's saying.
Nope. But I would like to, if possible, spend a Eureka point and have Calvino heading through this door to the south that leads, I believe, into the shop, and me just kind of point and look and try to follow him into the other room.
Okay. So Calvino makes his way into the other room, and the door opens, and you can see through the front door and out into the main body of the butcher shop. And you can see Teresa standing there, and Calvino passes in front of her, jumps up on the countertop. She gasps, "Aye!" And she begins to shoo the cat away as you strut forward.
Yep.
Through
Come
the
on in
door.
there. Calvino! And go, over towards her, just smile and say, "Oh, hello again." And go after Calvino and try and get him off of the counter.
She says, "What are you doing back there? This is disgusting. You cannot have a cat in here. Go, please, get the cat and leave."
And he's going to pick him up and go around and look at the other two and just say, "Found him."
All right, what is Jimmy doing at this point?
Well, golly, I already tried my best to fast talk my way back there. I think I'm probably just going to follow Miss India's lead, but I don't know. Oh my gosh, do you hear sirens?
Are you trying to bluff by saying that?
No, I'm actually hearing sirens.
Oh, it's not coming through your mic. India kind of looks over confusedly at Clay and says, "Oh, congratulations on finding your cat, sir."
He's going to walk around past them.
Hey, there she
Squeeze
is.
by. Oh, excuse me.
Yep. Start heading out. And
Sir.
as he passes India, he's just going to whisper and say, "Yasmina's outside in the alley. These are the people that attacked us at the train station." And he's going to head out the front door.
All right. So you make your way out the front door. India says, "Oh, well, thank you for the pot roast. It's very lovely. I think our business here is concluded, and I think we'll be going now."
Nomi's here, by the way.
Nomi,
I see. Nomi.
I can't see you. Okay, what would you say in this situation then? I retcon everything I said. So just to recap, you see, all of a sudden, Calvino comes through the door, hops up on the countertop, and traipses across all of the meats which currently lay up on top. And Clay gathers him up and whispers to you as he passes by and walks out the front door.
Moss and Chris are gone.
And walks out the front door, and he whispers to you that these are the individuals who attacked you at the train station.
And I think somebody said,
Yeah,
"No,
to get out."
you did." Circus said, "No." I don't know if she is.
I gotta grab her link here. Bear with me.
I mean,
all the bad words real quick.
Get all your curse words out.
Oops.
If you have any belches or
She
farts, get them out
disappeared
now.
again. Welcome back, JT.
JT's
Cheers.
back. It's all the issues
He's
tonight.
back with
How
All
about
right.
how about this chat? Can you hear me now? Okay. I'll just wait till the chat says something.
All the noises.
I hear you.
I hear you
Nice.
now.
All right.
Okay. Real quick, tonight's dinner: homemade lemonade, tuna salad that I made because I dropped my original food on the floor, which was huevos con weenies.
Oh no!
And yes,
Oh,
I
Huevos
was
con
so-
flores.
I was so upset. And then hard-boiled eggs that I made earlier, and then I put a hell of a lot of red pepper flakes. So it's gonna be a spicy one tonight, guys. So yeah, that's
my
dinner.
goodness.
Are you on a keto diet or something?
Oh, well, I mean, I lost 35 pounds.
Well,
wanna
yeah,
keep
I didn't
those
know.
35 pounds off. But I'm hungry. My original food fell on the floor, so I just put this all together. So it's keto unintentionally.
I like it. Well, I just like meat, and it sounds like you have a lot of meat and eggs. So kudos to you, Nomi.
I like protein.
All right. And what would you and Jimmy like to do at this point as you hear the bell rings as the door swings open? Cold air rushes into the butcher shop as Clay walks out with Calvino in his arms.
What would I like to do? Jimmy, did you see that?
What's that?
Whatever just ran across us?
Uh,
Or am I just seeing things? Or imagining things? Or am I just like,
Jimmy's
did I
Jimmy's
just
trying to
have a-
follow your lead.
oh, okay, okay, I just had like an outer body experience then. So, all right. I think I'm
I
gonna
don't really-
need to go back and lie down a bit because I just gotta. I'm not sure. Maybe we just need to gather up with the others.
Right. I think we should take our pot roast and go on home.
The pot roast that's basically ruined, like how my dinner was.
With that, Teresa
Jimmy
speaks up and
speaks in
says, "My
adult.
poor dear, you should have some tea. It might soothe your stomach and help alleviate some of those delusions you might have. And get some rest."
Okay, you're right. I'll take some tea. Thank you. I was really looking forward to this, but oh well.
All right.
And Clay is out when he gets outside. Let Calvino down. He's gonna whistle to the back alley, trying to get Yasmina to look out from where she's hiding back there, and just
You see, she pokes her head out and then makes her way very sneakily crouched down in a very hunkered position over to your position. What is going on?
well, we know that these are the people that attacked us at the train station, and I think we are going to have to decide what we're going to do about it. I decided not to just drop them because I didn't know what would happen. Jimmy's pretty hurt.
How do you know that these are the people that attacked us at the train station?
Same truck.
Well, I'd say that's pretty good evidence, yes.
Mm-hmm. And I was going to say something rude about Serbo-Croatians, but I won't do that. Just look at her.
You see, she raises an eyebrow.
He's just
Oh,
going to
what
smile.
What is it exactly you were thinking about saying?
Oh, I was just going to say that every time I've been to this part of the world or any of these parts of the world, someone's trying to shoot at me, and it reflects in their national character.
I'm not really sure how to take this, but okay.
You're fiery people.
That is true. Yes.
Mm.
All right. So,
Wait around the
Jimmy in
corner for
India.
them.
All right. So you make your way over to the other side of the building, past the front window. Jimmy in India, do you go ahead and head out?
Yeah, we can head out.
I don't really see any reason to stick around at this point. Yeah.
Okay. So you all make your way out the door, and you see, as you walk out, you see a blonde-headed face looking at you through the window that leads into the back room. And Teresa waves wildly with a gigantic smile on her face. Hope to see you soon.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you'll see us real soon, hun.
Whenever I'm thinking about meat, I'll think about you.
Jimmy, we need to think on good responses back that don't sound off-putting.
Ain't my words no good, Miss India?
Just sometimes, Jimmy. Hold on, let me get my mic closer. Just sometimes, Jimmy, you say things that in your mind sound very innocent, but to the big room or the people who are around us kind of see a little more into what you're saying. Like
Well,
an implication there.
I got no control over how people perceive things, Miss India. Only what I say.
All right, don't worry, Jimmy. We'll work on that step by step, little by little.
Okay.
All right.
Do you
And
want to
you
hold
make
my
your
hand?
way. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm
Making
done.
our way downtown, walking fast, faces past, and we're homebound.
Making
You
our
make
way
your way out
downtown.
into the cold street of Vinkovci. Just the tiniest little bit of snow falling from the sky, and the wind is blowing in cold. What would you like to do?
I would like. Never mind. I was gonna say something, but I decided to stop myself.
Going to head back to the direction of the lodge. It's not an incredibly long walk, but if we can find a taxi, since it's getting colder, it'd be probably better for the ladies. And just tell them that's the truck of that the people jumped out of that attacked us at the train station earlier that we rescued Yasmina from. And one of the people that we saw in the truck was the person on the missing flyer, one of the assistant, the student of her father. So they're involved somehow.
All right. Go ahead and give me a luck roll if you would.
Nope.
Fail. You can find plenty of horse-drawn carriages. You see that the drivers are bundled up with scarves and face coverings. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem as though there are any cars driving around the streets at the moment. But you can definitely hail a horse-drawn carriage if you'd like.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll go old school.
All right. So you summon a horse-drawn carriage. A nice white mare pulls this carriage, and it's got room enough for all four of you to sit in back. And it takes you probably about 10 minutes to get back to the lodge, walking at a medium pace. But eventually you do come back to the lodge and make your way in to the same familiar taxidermied interior with fine carpets, tiled floors, and the smell of cooking game. You're not necessarily super familiar with the scent that is coming out of the kitchen, but you can definitely tell it smells good. Meanwhile, what are Camellia and Jean-Luc doing?
Well, I think at this point I'm finishing taking pictures of the book that caused the memory loss.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I will make sure to let Jean-Luc not to tell him not to read it again, because we don't know how many more days he'll lose.
Did Sevvy or Camellia accidentally read the book while she was taking pictures? She just got, oh no.
No, I saw what happened. He lost 7 days.
Camellia, do you have a photography skill by chance?
7 days.
It does not look like you do.
No.
Okay. All right. I would say. Oh man. How would I call this? Because I feel like you need a roll to figure out. Because you're not going to get the pictures
Sleight of hand?
immediately.
Would it be a sleight of hand? Maybe.
I don't know about sleight of hand necessarily.
But it's like dexterity.
Yeah, it's more about having an eye for photography, but sure, we'll call it a sleight of hand since you don't have photography.
Wow.
Okay.
Hard success.
Okay, you're pretty confident that you took some pretty good pictures of it. Hey, Smooth the DJ with 5 gifteds. Thank you, sir.
Oh,
Yay,
thank you.
That's
Ooh.
fantastic. Very generous of you. Oh, there's crazy eyes on screen.
I know. I just realized that I need to change it. Give me a second.
He's just smudging the.
I just
Screen
realized
there?
I didn't change it back. So give me a second.
Very nice.
All right. So, the rest of you, do you just head straight back to your rooms, or what would you like to do?
Yeah, head back and drop things off. And if, well, I'm assuming Gore's just sitting on the bed reading, or is
No.
he in the girls' room sitting with them, or is he in the main room where the guys have been sleeping on the bunks?
I'm with JT, and I think we're just in the men's rooms.
Okay, so you're in
This
the general
Yeah.
dorm. You're in the
Mhm.
corner room. Okay. Yeah, so Clay comes on in. He just kind of nods to you all, and he's like, I cannot believe I had to kill that many people, and you missed it all. Oh, no, I think I found the people that, they were definitely the people that attacked us at the train station. We left them alone for the moment, but I think they might know who we are. Just possibly. I'm not very good at blending in, and never mind. But they didn't see Yasmina, I don't think. But we're going to have to probably go talk to them, deal with them, investigate the shop.
We got 1 Eureka point for Frost from Smooth. Thank you, Smooth.
Nice.
Thank you, Smoo. Kelvina will use it wisely.
So is the plan then to go there and kill them all, or wait for them to come and ambush us during the night?
I think we should go back there and try and find out what we can. If it comes to a confrontation, then at least it's better there than where all these innocent people are here.
Innocent. That's debatable. What are the? Is the? Are they in this now that we're not in Italy? Are they super strict with handguns and submachine guns?
Hold on. Somebody, Baby Gap sent a. Oh my God.
Oh, let me check. Hold on.
I wonder who that's for.
What did Baby Gap say?
Baby Gap said, Mr. Moss, we're aware you were satisfied with our recent clothing order. We are delighted to hear this. However, we must insist you wear pants and undergarments when posting pictures with your online reviews. Benny to Frost.
Moss.
No. No, I refuse.
By any chance, are those photos available for research purposes?
They can easily be made available. And in case you didn't know, I have a Patreon now. So
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll have to see what that entails.
So if you guys want to see the pictures of Moss not wearing pants or undergarments, apparently, and showing
thing
what
is,
if it
they're all
tells you
waist
anything,
up.
Yeah.
Commando is my favorite movie. So take from that what you will.
Wow.
All right. So somebody had asked a question before Baby Gap chimed in.
which is
Trying to remember what we were saying.
oh yeah, my question was how strict are they with guns here in terms of us going back into the train? I just want to know, if I grab my Tommy gun, is it gonna be are they gonna grab it?
Give me a law roll.
Because we're not okay. Shit. It's only okay. I'm gonna use an Eureka point because I need to know this. Hold on. An extreme success.
Very good. So, from what you understand, the firearm laws in the kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovens is they're pretty lax. They typically don't bother with people carrying firearms. However, the police and the military are currently in the area trying to suss out a terrorist group. So you would guess that probably you're in sort of a martial law type situation. There is currently a 7 o'clock curfew now that the military has arrived in town, which I don't know if I had mentioned previously, but there is a 7 o'clock curfew in town.
Oh, we didn't know that.
Did not know that.
Yeah. Exposition time. Yes. So we'll say that I probably will retcon it and say that I told you earlier. You all would have known that there's a 7 o'clock curfew going on right now that the military is in town.
Come on, Jimmy, there's a 7 o'clock curfew. We gotta go there fast. We gotta go back wherever we're getting back to. I know Jimmy's not here right now, but you know.
How? Okay. So okay, that helps. And how close are we to 7 p.m.?
Let's see. So you went and had lunch. You chased down the truck to the Hobart Brothers butcher shop. We'll say that you're probably at about 2 o'clock at this point.
2 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then we have time to go kill somebody. So this works. All right. I will ask Clay and Jimmy and India Maria if this place was deserted or was it surrounded by houses. I just want to figure out how quickly are they going to call the cops on us once we start shooting.
Well, probably kind of quickly. It's a storefront, and it's an operating storefront right next to a restaurant.
They're gonna call pretty fast once they hear the first shot.
Okay.
I think there's a reason they came after us with knives.
Damn it. Okay, no Tommy gun. Then I could bring my flamethrower. I always wanted to try it out. Clay, you're pretty strong. You can carry around a flametthrower.
I
Can't
have
you?
before.
Perfect. We just set the entire place ablaze. Then
Yeah,
as they're running,
flames are silent.
and once they are running into the forest, then we shoot them down.
The forest's more than a mile away.
Oh. Well, I mean, the flamethrower can still work.
I would suggest we go in as quietly as possible and see if we can find out if they're going somewhere else. I doubt this is their headquarters for their whole group. I can't think that they have an entire cult in the back room of a butcher shop.
Okay. So you're saying is we figure out where their real hideout is and then set it on fire and light it up with bullets.
I admire it. I mean, this is
Smart.
Clay has no real problem with it. This is how you deal with an enemy entrenched position. But he's also stuck in the war eternally.
Did you see any gas tubing in this hideout? Temporary hideout?
Radiators.
They had radiators. Were the radiators water or gas?
Looked like water.
Okay.
Heated water, just water vapor, steam, whatever.
So steam. Well, another possibility is we cut the gas line and, make sure that they just die through carbon dioxide. But do we know about carbon dioxide back then?
Well, you know that
I would
gas in the house is
think
bad.
so.
The foul humors.
Yeah, they will die because of the foul humors. There you go.
Well, we may have to wing some of this as we go.
Okay. I will make sure to take a knife with me and my normal gun. And do I want to bring my sniper or or the flamethrower? What do you guys think? What looks better?
Quite honestly, I don't think the flamethrower is something you want to be caught with, because that would be considered a horrific crime, I think.
Ah, come on. They burn alive. It's just a little bit. It's not too much. But fine.
I know.
I'll bring my sniper and my normal handgun. Jean-Luc, are you coming with us?
What the hell are you people? I'm not going to kill some people I don't know. What the hell is even going on here?
Nah, he'd send someone else to do it.
Who are you people? Sorry.
Question. Would I have enough knowledge to make makeshift Molotov cocktails?
I would say, do you have the demolition skill?
Damn it, I do not.
Okay. In that case, I would ask for maybe a no roll,
Okay.
which would be
Extreme success.
education. Yeah.
Kind of hard success.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you know the basic components of a Molotov cocktail.
Okay. Then I will grab some of those components on my way out.
Okay. You want to just grab a couple of bottles of hard liquor from the
Yeah.
bar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just,
All right.
Cloth and a lighter.
Yeah, I'll just
So it'll
buy the liquor.
Yeah, it'll probably cost you well within your spending level. I'm sure that'll be fine.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
I could be your designated driver, Miss Camellia.
Okay.
Yes,
So how are
that's
you?
exactly what we need.
Are you just carrying your sniper rifle? What is it? It's a 30-06.
Yeah, it's a 3006. Is it a sniper that can be dismantled into basic components, into like different components, and then I can assemble it? Damn it. You know what? Clay is tall enough. He can probably hide it in his trench coat.
Likely.
Okay. Well, and what is everybody else? Is everybody else bringing an arsenal as well, or what is everybody else's plan?
Clay has his
Keep
two
in
I'll
mind
grab
that,
my
like I
45
said,
and my sword cane.
like I said, you would guess that if you are caught with weaponry, you will, at the very least, probably be questioned by either military or police.
I'm taking my hands. These are a form of weapon. I have a deal
These
going
hands.
on.
Bring
Yeah.
normal handgun too, or no?
Yeah, I can bring a regular handgun. I can. What year was the UZ created? I can put a little one underneath my dress, so they will not.
Long
suspect
after
it.
1930. Long after 1923.
Okay. Well, I stick the little one just on my little, not corset. Well, yeah, I can put one on my corset, but under my, my little.
Golly.
What do you call those things that the girls wear when they're at weddings? Like the little
Corsage?
Garter?
No, not garter.
Or
There you
girder? Yeah, garter.
Girder.
Girder.
Yeah, I have one under my. I can just stick one. My specifically
Girly
handmade
Yeah.
gun carrier girder underneath my dress, right
There you
by
go.
my thigh, so they will not suspect it.
I will
Jimmy
apparently
faints.
also grab a bunch of sugar because sugar makes it stick better when it burns.
Okay.
All this
But
talk of garters
but-
and stickiness. My.
But I guess I'll leave then the sniper rifle behind so we don't get into trouble if we get busted.
Okay. So is that the plan? You're just going to make your way back to the butcher shop?
Set it on fire. Well, we're gonna see if they retreat. If not, then we're gonna set it on fire.
Okay.
And Clay will explain to everybody the basic layout: front door, back door into the cutting room, back door into the hallway that leads to the cutting room, And if the truck's not there, then they may have left. But well, at least we should look.
Okay.
And John Lucas not coming with us. He's staying in the hotel.
You people are crazy. You want to go kill everyone. When did you get so bloodthirsty?
Wait, I
I
mean,
don't know you people anymore.
you still remember us. You only lost 3 days of memories.
He's an entirely different person right now. Just he's going to read his book and well, who knows? He may go wandering off after some chocolate chip ice cream. We don't know.
He's probably gonna read the book again. That gave him the memory loss. Let's face it.
Easy there, Jack. Trying to read my ancient book.
All right. So is that the plan? Are you all ready to set off then?
That's the plan. I don't know if it's a good one, but that's the plan.
Okay. So allow me to let me see, because I'm sure that there is a skill that is associated with something similar to Molotov cocktails. Let's see. Actually, that would probably be a throw. So I would say that'd probably be a throw. Okay, so you all make your way back down to the Hovard Brothers butcher shop. As you drive down the street or walk or take a carriage, how do you all get there, by the way? You gonna try to hail a cab, wait for one?
You know, I'm pretty sure is our friend the taxi cab driver around? The one that dropped
He
us
is
off earlier?
He is not currently in the vicinity, no. You'd guess
Can I
he's
do a
probably
luck
off
roll
burying
to
other
see if we
passengers.
find him?
Sure.
Okay.
Fail.
Ah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it seems as though the taxi driver, the much beloved taxi driver, is off conducting other business.
Oh, I hear a kitty. Okay. We will look for whatever gets us there. Taxi driver, a horse carriage.
Okay. So easily enough, as I said before, there are plenty of horse carriages around. You would guess that you'd be able to hop onto one relatively easily. And as you do, you make your way back down the streets of Vinkovci. And you can see that at this point, the military is out in full force. You can see that there are several detachments walking down the street. A lot of the soldiers carry with them what look to be automatic rifles. Clay, you would recognize this as a Mauser M1898. And they've all got sidearms at their hip. Some of them carry single bolt action rifles as well. Or
Wow,
instead of the M19,
You're just
1898.
rubbing it, aren't you? You're just rubbing salt in the wound. Look, they're the ones that are carrying the sniper rifles. They're the ones that are holding the Tommy guns.
Yeah, that's how it works when you're under military occupation. And as you make your way down, you turn the corner back down the street towards the Hovard Brothers butcher shop, and you can see that there is currently another detachment of soldiers, which is walking down the street. Currently, from where you're standing, you'd guess that they are walking away. You don't know where exactly they're going, but they're walking in the opposite direction as where you are going.
That's your face.
Well, we should have them drop us off like a block away from the place, down the street farther.
I agree.
Give the soldiers more time to go away before we get out.
Yep.
Okay. I like that plan.
All right.
Jean-Luc is missing out. He could be here doing bonding over setting people on fire.
I'm sure he's doing it in his head right now.
Yeah.
All right. And Oh, go ahead.
I was say he's just glad that he no longer has Jimmy to deal with.
And as you sit there and watch this detachment of soldiers pass on by, they stop for just a second. One moseys up close to a building, and you can see that he is relieving himself on the wall of the building.
Oh,
It
my
seems like
word.
he has been drinking far too much. He goes for what seems like an eternity and finally shakes thrice and zips back up, and they continue on walking down. And eventually, you see that they turn the corner. Are you all kind of trying to stay out of sight, or what is your all's plan?
Out of sight. I mean,
Yeah.
we're gonna watch to see what they do first, right? Well, can you describe the area? Is there a park? Is there an area where we could be sitting down without raising any type of suspicion, like a park, barbecue?
No,
Yeah.
this
A
area
pool.
on this area, a pool. This
Yeah.
area you can see is mostly business fronts. From what you can tell, there is the restaurant which you ate at earlier. There is the butcher shop. You can see what looks to be probably a tailor or a cobbler, clothing shop. You can see that there is a watch repair shop. And above all of these, it looks like they're probably living quarters, apartments, or the like. But
Okay.
you don't see that there are any parks with benches or anything like that. Really, the best
Are
that you'd be able to see would be probably alleyways between buildings.
are any of the apartment quarters empty?
Um, it's hard to tell.
They don't look abandoned.
No, all of the business fronts look occupied. So, to your best guess, I mean, if the business fronts are occupied, it's a good guess that the apartments are probably occupied as well.
Okay. And from the cobbler, do we have a good sight on this area to see people are moving or leaving?
We'll say that the cobbler is kind of catty corner. So just across the street from the restaurant, you can see that the cobbler has a large bay window that displays all kinds of different pairs of shoes and has speech in Serbo-Croatian that you can't actually read. But yeah, you'd guess that you'd have a good sight on who goes and who comes in.
Okay. Jimmy, you need new shoes.
I do?
Yes.
Jimmy
It'll
looks
give
down
us-
at his dirty, disgusting, beat up shoes.
It's the perfect opportunity to get some time, be here for a good reason if we get stopped, and keep an eye out on the shop.
Well, okay, Miss Camellia, if you say so. And I guess Jimmy's going to go get some shoes.
Hand Jimmy some money. And was the truck still in the butcher shop alleyway when we drove past?
Let's see. Would you be able to tell? I think you'd probably be able to tell. So yeah, we'll say the butcher shop does still have the truck on the outside
Okay.
in the
All right.
carport.
So at least
And-
the truck hasn't left, so they might still be okay.
And Jamie, make sure you stay in there for as long as possible because we need to scout this place for a long time.
Alrighty, can do, ma'am.
I will position myself outside in a place where I can kind of view it, but also like look like I'm waiting for Jimmy to buy his shoes.
Jimmy shoes.
Okay. And what are the rest of you doing?
My Jimmy shoes.
Is that restaurant we were in before that's near this? Is it facing or is it in parallel with it and we can't see the butcher shop from it?
It is parallel with it. Yeah, you wouldn't be
Okay.
able to see the butcher shop.
Well, if there's another shop nearby, I guess that's what Clay is going into. I have no idea what the shop is.
We'll say that there is a tailor just next door to the. There's a tailor just next door to the cobbler,
Makes sense. Okay.
and yeah, you feel like you could probably get a decent view of who goes in or out. It's a little bit further down the street from the butcher shop, but if you kind of arc your head at an angle out the window, you feel like you could probably see who goes in and out.
Okay. Well, I guess Clay will go in there. I don't know if India is going with Jimmy or going with Clay. If she's hanging out outside with Camellia.
Someone told me there was going to be arson, so I kind of want to be near that. Is
So the
Are you
girls
gonna-
are on a smoke break, and there's like a mound of cigarette butts next to them after, standing there watching the place for like an hour, 2 hours, 3
I'm
hours.
just ready for some action. I'm just that's the reason why I'm here.
I just
Some
need a
action.
lit cigarette to throw at any old thing that might be flammable. I'm just saying.
That's true.
Plus,
could do
every
that.
girl needs Jimmy shoes. So
There you go.
That is
Yeah.
very true, actually. Every girl does need some Jimmy shoes.
Clay is going to get himself measured for a suit while he's keeping an eye on the place.
Okay. As you walk in, you come into contact with an older woman, gray hair all pulled back in a tight bun, and she's got a bonnet on her head and kind of a heavy overcoat. It's a little cold in this shop, you can tell. But she comes up to you and she looks at you quizzically for a second and says, "Sprechen Sie Deutsch?"
Sprechen the Deutsch.
Old kraut.
we do not speak German.
Ah. And she waves her hand. And you can tell that she sees that she's not going to be able to communicate with you.
Okay, I'll point at Jimmy and I'll say he needs shoes, and I'll point his shoes and like point at his shoes so she sees how bad they are.
Okay.
I like
She
to imagine
says,
there's a hole in the bottom of his shoes.
she holds her finger up and runs to the back room. And you see there is an old man. He's bent over at about 90 degrees and walks with a cane. "Ah, you are customers.
Alexander, it's nice to meet you.
Well,
Pleasure to meet
meeting
you, sir.
What kind of shoes are you needing? You need shoes for a special date.
You two," and he points over at Jimmy and Camellia.
You have date.
No, he just
You
needs
are
new
lovers.
shoes. No, he's too young for me. He just needs new shoes. He's a friend.
Age is
I ain't
but a
too
number.
young.
I feel as young as I was 50 years ago.
Really,
And
no.
you can see he tries to straighten up, and you hear a few of his vertebrae just crack.
Jeez.
Huh,
Oh, Perhaps
and
you
he-
should be sitting down, sir.
perhaps you do not tell me how to live my life.
Mm.
And he looks down at
I
your
like this
shoes,
guy.
and he gasps.
Oh, those are hideous. Here, come.
And he grabs you by the wrist, Jimmy, and drags you back over to a shelf. And you can see several very fine pairs of what look to be dress shoes made of both dark and light leathers. You can see that he's got what looks to be cow leather, probably other kinds of leathers. He's even got alligator.
Mm.
And you see he reaches up and cracks a few vertebrae and pulls down a pair of shoes. It's like a dark leather with a black sole, and you can see your reflection in it as he holds them towards you.
Here, you will put these on. See if they fit.
Jeepers. Okay, mister, but I gotta warn you, one of my feet is slightly bigger than the other, and I got something of an extra toe.
You have 6 toes.
Not so loud, mister.
I knew a man one time who swore an oath to kill a man with 6 toes. Perhaps he was hunting for you.
Well, as you wish, sir. Anyway, I'm real particular about my footwear, so I might have to take a little while and explore your whole selection for a couple of hours at least.
No, I know best, and you have gargantuan feet. I will pick your shoes. I know shoes better than you any day. These are good shoes.
And he points down to the shoes that he handed over to you.
You will trust me. Yes, I am expert.
Huh. Gosh, mister, I'm a bit clumsy. Would you put them on for me?
Fine.
And you hear a few more bones in his back pop. He sits down on a chair and groans as he does so. And
He says, come.
And he motions for you to set your foot up on what looks to be a stool.
And as he's getting all set up, Jimmy's going to look over at Camellia and wink.
All right. And you see he pulls out what looks to be a tape measure and begins measuring your feet. And as he pulls off your current shoe, he says,
You need, Beth, new shoes. These are horrid and sweaty.
His toe is definitely poking out of at least one of the socks.
Oh, this is... You are American.
Oh, what? How'd you guess?
Figures.
And while all this is going on, I would have who all is keeping watch over the other shop?
Me and Camellia.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Clay is from the other shop.
Okay.
Spot
All
hidden.
right. So, actually, no spot hidden necessary, as you can clearly see. There are two soldiers which walk out of the butcher shop, followed by a woman who you, Clay, and India would recognize as Teresa. She motions with her hands. She says, and you can see her mouthing words with her mouth, but you can't hear what she's saying. But she motions with her hand, signifying like up here, and you see she does this whole thing. Give me a psychology roll real quick.
Both of us or one of us?
Anybody who's watching.
Okay, I got 100, so I got an extreme success.
Okay.
I'm coming. Man, I'm smoking too hard.
You can tell that as she's gesturing and speaking with these soldiers, you can see that the soldiers are holding on to a couple of sacks, which are presumably stuffed with meat. But you can tell that she is describing Clay.
Okay, I will tell India that it looks like the lady from the butcher shop is describing Clay and sending the cops after him. Do you want to stay here with Jimmy while I go warn Clay? Because I don't know if Clay saw them.
I'll stay here with Jimmy. Go warn Clay. I'll make sure he gets his shoes, and I'll still keep an eye out on Teresa.
Okay, I'll give you some of my pocket money to pay for the shoes, and I'll walk towards the store where Clay is at.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. And as you do that, Clay, you actually notice an old woman approaches from a door adjacent to the cobbler's shop. Old woman, very wrinkly, hair pulled back in a tight bun. She wears a bonnet and a heavy overcoat. She says, she greets you and looks you up and down and can tell that you're a foreigner, and she waves her hand. Blech, and walks away.
I like her.
And nobody else in there right now?
You can see a couple of people in there kind of just looking around at suit jackets, a couple of people looking around at suspenders, things like that. But nobody's paying you any particular attention. You might catch the occasional glance every now and then just because of your stature, but nobody makes eye contact for too long. As you look at them, they kind of divert their eyes at a start.
Okay. Is there a counter?
Yeah. You
Okay,
see that
and that's
the
where
old
she
woman,
is.
yeah, the old woman takes her place behind the counter.
He's going to just kind of saunter up and then lean on the counter, and he's going to start out, since some people have spoken German, just in German, and just ask her, do you speak German?
Ah, yes, I speak German. Agnes is my name. What can I do for you? You are looking for a nice suit?
I am.
Ah, well, as you can see, we have the best selection of suits.
Let's
If you are needing fitting, yes?
definitely.
Ah, perfect. I might need a chair to get up to your head, but I've got a few stools in the back.
Do you need help?
Ah, yeah,
If you would please. And she grabs you by the arm like this, and she wraps her arm around yours, and you see she takes the tiniest little steps in
Aw,
what seems like it takes you like 10 minutes to get to the back rooms.
She's Tim Conwaying me.
she's adorable.
And as you get to the back room, you can see that there's a room. It's full of all kinds of desks. You can see all kinds of pin cushions. You can see mannequins kind of lining the walls, some of which have shirts or suit jackets, none of which have any sort of iridescent glow. But all of them do serve some sort of current function. And you can see she points towards a stool.
please, would you grab that?
He's going to make sure she's steady on her feet before he reaches out and grabs it.
And you are a good man.
And yeah, grab the stool and bring it over. I'm assuming she just wants to have me stand here, or
No, we will make our way out to the mirrors.
all right. Escort her slowly back out.
And you can see she takes tiny little steps all the way over to basically the other side of the shop, where you can see a corner is set up, and there's currently a guy who has tried on a suit jacket and is looking at himself. She comes up behind him very slowly and slaps him on the back of the head, and you can hear her say,
You do not try until you buy. Ah, off with you.
and she says, gestures towards the floor for you to set the stool down.
Okay, set the stool down and get into the position to be measured.
And she reaches under her bonnet and pulls out a tape measure and just lets it fall to the ground. And it's like 8 feet long. And she holds it up to the top of your head and says,
I need your finger.
Okay.
Hold. Hold.
You know,
she puts the tape at the top of your forehead and motions for you to stick your finger there to hold it.
He does so.
Ah, very good. You are tall. I'm going to need much material for you. Okay, arms out.
And she goes and she takes for what seems like an unreasonable amount of time to take your measurements.
She's just, taking her time. Do things right. Right?
All right. And as this is going on, Camellia, you came over to advise him of something. And as you walk in, you can see there is a tiny Croatian lady measuring Clay for a suit.
Okay. I'll look to see how he's busy, and I'll say, Clay, the woman in the shop gave your likeness to a couple of the policemen. So they're looking for you.
Police or soldiers?
Yes.
Both?
Yeah, probably the same thing. Were they soldiers or were they police?
You could tell that they were soldiers.
They were soldiers.
Well, they could. She may have maybe in league with them, or they may be in league with her, or she just knows them possibly. But it could be either from what happened with Calvino and the meat, or it could be from what they tried to do to us earlier, and they're trying to get us in.
Well, I'm guessing it's the latter. Are the soldiers coming this way, Maz?
You can see they have begun to make their way down the street. One of them takes up post and takes up watch, I should say, on the street, while another one makes their way into the restaurant across the street. And you can see that the one soldier who has taken point, or not point, I keep thinking point, who's taken watch, is just kind of standing there. His arms are on his rifle, and he's just looking up and down the street.
Mm-hmm. Okay. My suggestion, maybe you ask for a private room.
Well, she wanted to do this out here, but maybe I can convince her that something else is going on. Let's see. And he's just going to look down at her and say, my friend just said that someone is trying to get me in trouble with the soldiers. Do you think it's possible to have you finish the measurements and back out of sight?
You are such a nice man. There is no reason the soldiers would have any need of you. We can do this up front.
Just going to look down at Camellia. Just say, she's very persuasive.
Okay. I guess hopefully they'll speak English and they can help you bullshit your way out of this.
I guess we'll see.
I'll sit down and maybe grab a magazine if there's a magazine and wait, and I'll and just keep an eye out on the butcher shop and India Maria.
How's the shoe shopping going, by the way?
Yeah.
It's going well.
Excellent.
Jimmy, go ahead and give me a luck roll if you would.
Oh, goody. All right. You know what? I can use Eureka points for this, right? I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do that. Okay. Where's my luck? There it is.
Oh, no way.
Hey, all right. Things are coming up, Jimmy.
Very, very lucky.
All right. So as he is taking measurements, he slams the tape down and says,
This is perfect.
and he takes the shoe and slides it right on your foot, and it is a perfect fit.
My eyes are still good.
God.
I have a perfect eye for feet. And do not let yourself forget that.
That you have a perfect eye for feet?
Yes, I have a perfect eye for feet.
No, that was
Hey!
just
37
All right.
likes. Everybody gets a Eureka point.
noise.
Thanks, chat.
Yay.
There we go. Yeah, you know, I was just saying to myself as I walked in here, that fella right there, that is someone who really likes feet.
Jimmy,
No,
that's
would be-
something you should. Oh, okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
no, that would be 20 pounds sterling.
That-
Do I have that much money?
Jimmy, I have that
see.
much money. Thank you. You should thank Camellia after this. Okay.
His
Read.
his long and thin, bony fingers crack as he wiggles them expectantly, expecting you to hand over the money.
Here you go, sir. 20 shillings.
And he counts them out.
Perfect. Yes. Now, do you have any other business? I have other customers to attend to satisfy.
We look around. There's no one in the shoe shop. You know what? I think we're good. There's no one else in here, so we'll just leave you on to your very merry day.
Are you sure you don't want to have him look at your feet, Miss India?
I am 100% sure. Thank you, Jimmy.
He looks down at your feet.
Oh, dainty.
No, go away. Don't look at me. Don't look at my feet. I don't like them.
Serbo-Croatian Al Bundy is scaring you? What?
More of like, I don't like it when men idolize feet. You know, Jimmy, I believe one day women are going to get creative, or people are going to get super annoyed, super bored, and they're going to find feet some sort of like wealth. They're going to want to have their feet worship, idolized, and people are probably going to want to sell, like, I don't know, their dirty socks to people and their shoes. And I don't like that.
You know, this might sound a bit weird, Miss India, but I think I kind of understand.
Oh my God. Oh, Jimmy.
He's ahead of his time.
This is the reason why, you know, girls probably won't want to hang out with you, because that's weird.
Well, I know that's not true, Miss India. I hang out with women all the time.
Who do you hang out with, Jimmy, besides me and Camellia?
Well, I mean, that was who I was referring to.
Okay, Jimmy. Oh, you sweet, poor, innocent mind of yours. Don't let anyone corrupt you. But let's get on out. Let's mosey on our way.
All right. Bye, Mr. Footman.
You will come back soon and spend more money. I will put shoes on your dainty feet if I will not live or die until I forget it.
Well, you're gonna die. I'm letting you know that right now.
Gosh, that was rude.
All right. And are you all exiting out the front door?
We are exiting the front door.
Okay. And as you do that, you can see, as well as Clay, you spy out of the corner of your eye, as well as Camellia. You all see, and by the way, what is Jean-Luc doing? You are muted, by the way. You're reading the book? Okay.
You're reading the book that gave you amnesia? Or
No,
another one? Okay.
All right. Let's see. So you all notice as you exit the shop, or as you are sitting there reading the men's fashion catalog with all kinds of very meticulously made drawings, and all in Serbo-Croatian. And you, Clay, as you are being measured, you all notice that the soldiers have made their way to the watch repair shop just on the other side of the street. Let me make a roll. All right. And as the one of the soldiers goes into the watch shop, you can see the one who keeps watch just out front. He's got his hands on his rifle. He is looking up and down the street, and then he looks in the bay window of the tailor shop and spies you, Clay, being measured. Grabs the other soldier by the arm and motions over in your direction.
By the way, I make sure that 2 of my buttons are popped off to give myself more cleavage, because I'm sure I'm going to need it.
Jimmy, do the same.
Sure
kidding,
thing,
I'm
Mr.
kidding.
York.
All right. So what are Jimmy and Clay doing? You see that these 2 soldiers are currently making their way towards the tailor shop.
Clay is not moving right at the moment because the nice little old tiny lady might get knocked over. He is letting her continue her work, and he's just keeping an eye on the soldier or soldiers as they're coming. And I don't know if these guys have made it into the shop yet or not. But
No, they're not yet. Because I'm looking that way, so I'm assuming I see the soldiers coming towards us.
Yes.
Would the soldiers speak English, or is it just the weird language that they decided to speak?
that they decided to speak.
Their native tongue.
Yeah, their
The
native
mi-
tongue.
That we just made up right now.
You have so far run into probably 2 or 3 people who actually speak English here. So best guess is they probably do not speak English.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. I'll try my best. I don't know there's not much I can do about it. I'll just wait patiently for them to get closer.
All right. And as they do, they open the door and this blast of cold air comes into the shop as the bell on the door rings. The door slams behind them, and the bay window shakes. And you can see they immediately lock eyes with Clay and begin making their way towards him. And they begin speaking in Serbo-Croatian.
Look down at the little old lady.
You see she stands up and begins shouting at them in Serbo-Croatian. I don't know.
I love it.
And you see
That's exactly what it sounds like. Sure.
that's actually the language. I don't know if you know that.
Prove it doesn't.
Yeah. And you see one of them grabs the old woman by the shoulder softly, not aggressively necessarily, but attempts to steer her off towards the back of the shop as another one approaches you and begins speaking with you in what you recognize is currently is Serbo-Croatian.
Speaking to Clay or speaking to
Clay.
me?
Speaking to
He's
Clay.
gonna raise an eyebrow and just say, "Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Parlez-vous français?"
In English?
He looks back at you and then begins talking to Clay again. And you see that he currently has his one finger on the trigger of his rifle, which you see is the automatic rifle, and he reaches behind him for something.
Okay. Don't feel like getting the old lady sprayed with automatic gunfire, so he's just staring at him, hands on his hips.
Since I'm behind them, what is he reaching to grab? Because
You can see
I'm
he's got
sitting by the door.
You can see that he's got a pair of handcuffs on his belt.
Okay. I'll say it's handcuffs.
Clay is just gonna smile at the guy, and he's going to put his hands together and come closer to him, but he is doing it in the most intimidating manner that he can do.
Okay. Yeah, give me an intimidation roll, but I'm looking for, this is a soldier we're talking about here, and he's on a mission. So I would ask for, you're probably going to need it. Man, it's probably going to be an extreme success you're going to need.
We'll see what happens. Only a hard success.
Would you like to push the roll? Now keep in mind, if you fail a push roll, he will immediately see that as a threat.
Don't push it.
Yeah, well, he would do it if he were alone, but there's too many other people that could get hurt here. So he's just getting right up in his face, and he just puts his hands together and say, "It'll be fine."
All right, and you see he slaps the handcuffs on Clay and begins and grabs him by the arm and attempts to steer him out of the store.
And Clay doesn't move. He's just going to let the guy try and pull him. He's just going to look over at Mealy and say, "So just let the little old lady know as best you can that it'll be fine. And, well, find out where I'm going. And keep an eye on the people who are trying to do whatever they're doing right now."
Yep.
Once he's done talking, then he'll actually start walking with the guy, kind of like the the Great Dane on a leash, like, oh, yeah, okay, we're walking now.
I'll look
Okay.
I'll look for the other soldier and ask the other soldier where they're taking him, so I know where to go.
You can see that this other soldier is trying to calm. What was her name? It was.
You said start with an A, right?
It's
Or
yeah.
Um,
It started with an
Ag-
A.
is it
It was
Agya? No, something else. I don't remember
Agnesa. It was Agnesa. You see that this soldier is trying to calm Agnesa down, and at this point, she is like her equivalent of yelling, which is still kind of quiet, but in a very hoarse and feminine voice, pointing towards Clay as he's being marched out of the store. You can see that he looks up and sees Clay being dragged out of the store, and puts a hand on Agnesa's shoulder one more time and begins marching out.
Oh, excuse me, where are you taking him?
He looks at you and says,
Okay, where? Him, where?
Let me see. What would he need to roll? Let's give him an intelligence check here. He shrugs his shoulders and just
Okay, I'll look at the old lady. German and English are close enough. I'll say, that's French. My friend, can you ask the soldiers where they're taking him?
see she kind of tilts her head a
Location.
little bit.
Place, army. And 36.
Okay.
Do you
I ought to just
understand the
make
words
that
that
an
are coming out of my
automatic failure.
mouth?
Well, German
Uh,
and English are close enough
you-
that if I speak to her in English, she might be able to figure it out.
Let me see. You see, she says something to the soldier, to which the soldier responds, and then she responds to you, the police station.
Okay. All right. Okay. I will say danke, and then I will say everything will be okay. All right. And then
She kind of gives you a confused look as if she doesn't know exactly what it is that you're talking about, given that you're speaking in a different language that she kind of barely understands, but are also trying to comfort her. And also wondering what you have to do with him since you came in separately.
Okay. I will then say suit, and I will leave $20 in there for her, and I'll say tomorrow.
She gives you a nod and waves her hand once again.
Okay. All right. Then I'm gonna just then leave and go back to the shoe store where India, Maria, and Jimmy are.
Okay.
Have they noticed anything weird coming out of the butcher shop?
At this point, there has been no other movement in the butcher shop.
All right. So I'll tell them that they took Clay away to the police station. He's been arrested. And he told us to keep an eye out on the butcher shop. And the question is whether or not we want to stay here or try and get Clay out.
Well, I reckon Mr. York, well, he's pretty good at talking himself out of situations. Maybe we should just do what he says.
Okay. India?
I'm kind of lost in this one too.
Sure.
I don't know actually.
Okay.
I don't know what to do.
All right. Well, I mean, Clay's not persuasive per se. He can intimidate, but maybe
Clay?
he'll be fine at the police because Clay was arrested. So maybe he'll be fine on his own, and we keep an eye out on the butcher shop to see if they leave anywhere. Or should we? I mean, that's the question: is do we stay here or do we try to help Clay at the police station?
I'd say we should go help Clay at the police station.
Okay. And
Claim his
Jimmy?
innocence. Jimmy, what would you like to do?
Well, maybe y'all gals can go. I'm gonna stay here. Mr. York wants us to watch this place.
Would it? Okay, if that's the case, then maybe it makes sense then for India to stay here with Jimmy, and I'll go to the police station because I'm more familiar with law, and I can be more persuasive. And then you both are very stealthy.
Okay.
I'm
I'm okay with that.
Okay. All right. If only they had invented a method of communication via texting that could go within seconds.
Texting?
Yeah. Well, I'll be back with Clay. Hopefully, if it gets too close to 7, we'll just go back to the hotel.
Okay, we will do that then.
I'm glad you mentioned that part. I was like, I can't say anything, but
I'll go to the police station, and if it's too late, I'll just head back to the hotel. If not, then I'll rendezvous with them back here.
Okay. All right. So, you all go your separate ways. I'll kind of circle back to JT. JT, are you still reading your book?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Which book is it that you are reading currently?
The 3-week book or 3 6-week book or whatever. The Fez book.
Oh, the Fez book. Okay. When did you get your hands on that one? I'm trying to remember. That was on like the 4th, correct?
25 years ago.
It seems that way, doesn't it? I'll need to go back in because you, my friend, feel as though you're getting towards the end and you will be completing a full study here very shortly.
Yay! Hopefully I'll learn something useful.
We shall see when that arises.
Just insanity.
All right. I'll try history. Deutsch and English liegen beieinander. I don't know. He's laughing at me. I don't know. He's laughing at me. So he just said, read this. So.
Deutsch und Englisch
liegen beieinander.
Beieinander.
Liegen na beieinander.
Well,
close enough.
They're close to each other.
We got affirmation from the German. That's what we need.
Those two.
He said, close enough. All right.
All right. So,
let's
see. JT, is there anything else that you would like to do while all of this is going on other than just reading the book?
Smoke my pipe.
Okay. Clay, you are piled into a currently idling military truck in the back. A flap is lowered to kind of block view from the people who are walking around outside, and you are driven for probably about 5 minutes or so. And eventually the brakes squeal on the truck as it comes to a stop. and you see two soldiers get out, get into the bed of the truck, and fetch you, grab you by both arms, and begin motioning you towards the police station.
Okay. He'll walk at his own measured military pace.
All right. And as you enter, you can see that there are a few people currently sitting handcuffed in chairs. You can guess that they are probably about to be questioned, but you don't know necessarily. And you can see that a familiar face makes himself known to you. This is... Oh, where did it go? What was his name? It's one of those names. Captain Velimir Karkunica, one who actually questioned you at the train station.
Right.
He addresses you in German and says, "What are you doing here?"
I was dragged out of a suit fitting by these two buffoons. And hold up my wrists. You're doing? They're doing? I don't know.
Yeah.
Says a few words to the two soldiers who are escorting you and nods his head and says, "You will follow me."
He's going to turn around and he's going to look at the two men and he's just going to, bring his hands up, the two soldiers. He's going to give them a little bit of a sarcastic, but, an actual salute, and then just turn around on his heel and follow the captain.
You can hear that they both growl at you behind you as you turn around. And he brings you into a room, not too dissimilar to rooms which you had been questioned in before. A single chair, or two chairs, and a metal bar, which is fastened to the table that sits between the chairs. He motions for you to sit down in one of the chairs, and the door is locked behind you as you both enter. And he looks at you up and down and says, "You are accused of causing trouble at the butcher shop and potentially being in league with the LPV."
What's an LPV? A what?
The terrorist cell that we are hunting here. The ones responsible for the bombing at the train tracks.
Oh, you mean the bombing that happened before I got here? Correct. Okay, great. Wonderful. Yes, my cat got loose and ran through the back of the butcher shop, and I retrieved him. The same butcher shop that I patronized earlier when I bought food. He seemed to like the smell of the food, which is why I think he went back in there.
You can see that his look is... He doesn't know exactly what to think, as this is the second time he's encountered you.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Your answers at the train station were satisfactory, but we have to take all allegations very seriously in these times. So I will ask you once again, do you have any expertise with explosives?"
No, they've been used on me quite a bit, and he's just going to turn, show, his face, his neck. I have that experience, if that's what you mean. He holds up his fingers in his hands. He's like, "Do you think I could do fine work with these?"
He kind of smirks a little bit and says, "Do you have any affiliation with the Communist Party?"
Yeah, he's an American. Of course not.
He's like, you haven't looked me up then. I see.
I'm afraid I am unaware of your work. There are a lot of American communist apologists, so far as I understand.
I was more on the end of killing communists all over the world.
You see, he raises an eyebrow and jots some
He's just
notes down.
do this and raise up and show his forearm where the eagle, globe, and anchor and the other tattoos are. Well, the scarred tattoos are.
Well, I can find no evidence to keep you here.
Do they need payment for what my cat walked on? Is that the issue?
They say that you made your way into the back of the store and were trespassing, all because of your cat.
That is unfortunately true. But I needed to get him out of there because, well, he has an appetite and I didn't want him eating things. And I did manage to get him out, but I think he did walk upon a few things.
They made allegations that you were spying on them for the Communist Party. And
I've stolen all their butcher knowledge for the people.
why do you think these butchers are out to get you?
Well, you heard about the bit of a problem at the train station when we arrived?
I heard that there was a disturbance. You were involved.
Well, that truck was involved. Those people came out after us. And I think that might be why my cat wandered in there. Because he senses things and he's just going to look at him kind of like a little bit like 1,000-yard stare.
So the cat wanted to poop in their food. Got it.
He leans back in his chair a bit and he starts writing things down.
He says, your cat senses things.
Very intuitive cat.
I'm going to need a persuasion roll.
New
and
CIA
probably
project.
a hard success.
Oh, I have almost no persuade, so this won't happen. But
I
we're going to do
know.
it. We're going to use a Eureka point because I've got him. We're going to do it. No.
Right. And my
Maybe
dog
you
can
watch
tell
that.
time.
I spend a lot of time with my cat. What can I say? He's a good listener.
So how do you really know that they were involved? How did you know that that truck was involved?
I have a good
And
eye
how
for
do you know
things.
that that truck was not stolen?
It could have been stolen. It could have been, but it's back. So it was a very nice thief. I would have assumed they would have just left it, but it was nice of them to return it. I could be wrong. There may be other trucks that belong to butchers that look exactly like that in this town. But
You have to understand that butcher shop has been an institution in this town for a long time. And so all of a sudden, hearing that they are causing disturbances with killings, 2 of the butcher shop employees found dead at the crime scene.
he's going to raise an eye at that.
Oh, you did not know, did you?
No, I didn't. Interesting. And the fact that I saw one of the missing people on that sign in the truck that went by, which is why I was interested in looking and why my cat ran in. The blonde man on the wanted poster?
Bondman, he is not from here. That is
I don't
secondary
know.
on our. That case is secondary on our priority list.
He's from
But I do
France.
know that he is not from here. He is one
Well,
of.
he was in their truck.
And say, give me another persuade roll real quick.
All right, let's try it again. We'll use another Eureka point. It's probably not going to succeed. We're going to try it. Oops, I almost rolled the sleight of hand. That wouldn't work. Oh, even worse. 2 points worse.
You can see that he jots down a few more notes.
Can I
And-
arrive anytime soon, or is it still a while?
We'll say that you can arrive here in probably a minute or two. Yeah. And And at that, he jots down a few more notes and says, "Well, this seems highly unbelievable. You have a cat which senses things, and a missing person is now in possession of a truck belonging to a butcher shop whose employees are now found dead. Things do not add up. But unfortunately, this is not something I can look into at the time, as we are looking for the terrorists."
I'm very surprised you haven't found anyone yet with this tight of a lock on the city.
It's only a matter of time. They are crafty.
That is true.
You understand, in order to satisfy, well, Teresa, we are going to have to at least detain you for a little while.
I've spent my fair share of time in drunk tanks and jails.
He gets up and goes and knocks on the door. And at this point, Camellia, will say that you pull up to the train, or to the, not the train station, to the police station.
Okay. All right. I'll walk inside brimming with confidence.
With that, you see, as you kind of walk in, you see several police officers eye you up and down and just continue along.
Are any of them cute? No. New side mission.
Go ahead and give me a luck roll real quick.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, I love that your cat is just sitting there, just looking around like,
Oh, 17. There you go. Regular success.
Double.
I can't
Nice.
get a taxi, but maybe I can get a man.
You see
clip that.
that there is one particular police officer who stands there, and he stands there with his thumbs tucked into his belt. He's got a sidearm at his side, and he wears a policeman's cap, and you can see that his hair is slicked back with little speckles of gray running down his sideburns, and a mustache. Very tall, probably about 6'4", muscular, very athletic build. Dark, probably not brown skin, but he's definitely tan.
Okay.
And he looks at you and then continues on with what he's doing.
Okay. I'll walk over towards him. I'll be like, "Hi, I'm wondering if you can help me." And then I'll bat my eyelashes at him while I smile.
Give me a charm roll real quick.
Shit. Why you do this to me? My charm is
That's what-
19.
What is
Take
good
it. Take a
at
bone. Roll it. Yeah, I was gonna say take a bonus die, but yeah, just go ahead and roll it again.
All right. No shit.
Oh.
Failed both times.
You can see that he says something in another language that you don't understand, and continues on with what he's doing. You can see that he takes his thumb out of his belt and begins walking over to what looks to be a desk and sits down.
Actually, ma'am, I'm gay.
damn it.
Very gay.
I'm sure he is. Fine. Side mission failed. I will one of these days, but apparently not today. I'll walk into what seems to be the reception. And yeah, Orman, I think Camille doesn't have a lot of boobs, so that's probably the problem. She'll walk over to the reception area and ask if anybody can speak English.
You see a young woman comes over and she says, "Yeah, I speak a little English."
Oh, perfect. One of my friends was brought up here, maybe a couple minutes ago. He is really, really tall.
This is a tall one.
Yeah.
Yes, the Captain Karkunika is questioning him in the moment. And at this point, you can see, you hear the sound of a door opening, and you look down the hallway, and there you see Clay being led by the captain further down.
Okay. Captain! Captain! Do you have a second?
You see
Captain,
he
my
kind of
captain.
looks
Oh,
around,
boy.
and Clay, you can see Camellia sitting at the end of the hallway. He motions
Oh.
over to you, Clay, and says, "What is she saying? You know
She's
this
saying,
woman."
Captain, yes, she's one of my friends. She's traveling with me. She's probably trying to figure out where they took me.
Oh, that's right. I could hardly recognize her with her assets pouring out. What does she want?
I think she's probably trying to find out where you're taking me and how long I'm going to be here. What should I
With
tell
that,
her?
Tell her you are being detained for the time being.
I'm being detained for the time being.
Okay. Under the law in Croatia, how long can they detain him without charging him?
Well, this is martial law, so whatever they feel like doing right at the moment, probably.
Well, I want to know so I can say, I have an idea when they're gonna leave him out, let him out.
Are you asking?
Yes.
Clay will ask that if he can't understand her, he will translate, basically just asking legally.
Yeah. I'm just asking, like, when he's gonna be let out.
Typically 24 hours, but these are special times.
Okay. I understand there's special times, but you also know he has nothing to do with the bombings.
He looks at you, Clay, which I assume you translate. And he says,
I know this. Fine.
I'm gonna need he motions over to you to come down and meet him in the hallway.
All right, I'll walk over.
And he looks to you, Clay, and says,
You must tell her that in these times the public has to be comforted, and they have to know that the law is in control of all situations.
They're making an example of me. It could be a little while. The lovely, and he's just going to say it in English, or the lovely, I don't know what they are, cultists accused me of working with the communists, the cultists at the shop, and they're trying to get me out of the way for the moment, I guess. So they're under their thumb at the moment because they're well known. So
okay, all right. Oh,
he's smiling while he's saying all this.
Okay, but correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't the place where we're staying, the hunting lodge, there aren't soldiers in there?
I don't think there were any soldiers at the hunting lodge at the moment.
There were
There are no
soldiers
soldiers.
last time we were there.
They weren't
were just
staying
walking?
there, but there was. You've seen them questioning people at the lodge, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, they were there, but not staying there.
And how old is Clay?
Rude. He's in his 50s.
Okay, all right. I will look at the captain. I'll say, I understand the need for a public image. Please also understand he is getting up in age. We are staying at the hunting lodge. You're more than welcome, to send one of your men to be with Clay at the hunting lodge, so at least he can get some rest. He is really old. Well, at this time, 50 is really old.
He's going to translate
Go ahead.
kind of like that, looking at it and just saying, yes, she's pointing out how old I am.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Okay. Hard success.
Hard success indeed, as he looks down, then up, then down, then up at you. and says, "Fine." And you see he takes your handcuffs off and says, "Go, get out of here, and don't tell anyone that I did this."
He's just gonna reach out and give him a handshake and his card. Say, if you do need help with anything, let me know. I'm serious.
And by the way, do not draw Major Boscovich's attention. He is the one. He is the one in charge of the troops here.
Good to know. Well, thank you very much.
All right, I'll say
If
thank you.
someone does talk to this Teresa person, he's going to say they can inquire at the lodge if they want me to pay them back for the meat.
I suppose I sell meat at the butcher station.
All right. And at this point, India and Jimmy, you begin to see movement at the butcher shop. You stand there and you're watching, and you can see the gate on the butcher shop begin to open, and the truck pulls out with the very same brown-headed individual which was on the missing poster. And they pull out and make their way down the road, and you see that a woman reaches out and grabs the gate and shuts it.
Golly, you think we should follow them?
She's in here, but I'm sure India Maria will say yes.
Oh,
she's gone.
Yeah, she said be right back, but it's been a while. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess Jimmy, being the man that he is gonna take India by the hand and try to follow the car.
Okay. So, as the car makes its way around the corner, are you just going to try to sprint after it?
Oh gosh. You know what, Jimmy? Are there any cars parked on the street?
Sure. Yeah. You find a car parked on the street.
Can Jimmy attempt to try to jack a car?
Oh, how does that work in the 20s? It's not like you're crossing wires or anything. I would say go ahead and as you open up this car door, you lean in and you can see what looks to be probably the owner. He's currently looking over some watches in the watch shop. Go ahead and give me I would call it a mech repair.
Okay. Mech repair. Because otherwise I was going to say Jimmy's going to put a shirt up over his face so they can't identify him.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and burn a Eureka point for this. Why is my mech repair so low? Hope you're watching this, Miss India. I'm doing this for you.
Nomi,
What?
Oh,
you guys are jacking up a car.
Okay. I understood completely different in my mind, but okay.
So you guys are stealing a car to follow the cultists.
Okay. I put that two together, but in my mind it went somewhere else.
God, okay.
So wait, how does mech repair tie into me jacking the car exactly if the guy's still in it?
Jacking off cars.
Yeah.
The guy is in the watch shop, in the watch store.
Oh.
And from what I don't know, I assume they have keys. And so what I'm going off of is you trying to start the car without having a key.
Oh, shucks, Miss India, you think you could try to get this thing started?
I can try. Let's see.
if I remember things correctly. Do I have a Eureka point by any chance?
Yes, you should have 2.
All right.
I think we have 3 because we got the
Is it
lights,
3?
right?
I think it's yeah.
Okay. And then it's -10, right, in the modifier? Or how do I do the
Yes,
Eureka point?
correct.
Okay.
Yep, -10 the modifier. Mhm.
And then snake eyes. Ah, okay. How? Okay. Okay, sorry, Jimmy.
Oh golly. Can we maybe wave down a horse and carriage?
You know what? I have a better idea,
Yeah.
Jimmy. I'm gonna intimidate someone in stealing their car. Like this innocent bystander right here getting out his vehicle. I run up to this person, out of breath almost. It's like, excuse me, I need your car right away. There's no time to explain, but I can bring your car back in good condition.
LAPD.
Yeah,
Give me
LAPD.
give me a fast talk roll.
Oh gosh, Lord.
Your fast talk's actually pretty good.
No, it's not.
You see that he's like the individual who gets out of the car is like he doesn't know what you're talking. Do you want to push the roll?
I'm gonna push something. I'm gonna knock him out. Can I do a fighting brawl?
Oh gosh. Yes, if you want, you can do a fighting brawl roll to try to knock him out.
Time for the sweet science.
All right, Jimmy, it works. Let's go.
Hard
Jeepers,
success.
She's so
Okay.
forceful.
I get what I want, Jimmy.
Yes, ma'am.
Good Lord. I'm just gonna use the stats for one of the other NPCs here.
Go ahead and hop in the driver's seat.
He's gonna try to dodge it and fails miserably. So you blast him in the face with your fist, and you know what? I like the gusto. He falls to the ground flat in the middle of the street.
Nice.
And his car is still running and available for you to commandeer.
All right. So Jimmy, let's commandeer in this car and follow those cultists.
You bet, Miss India. And of course, he's looking at you with just utter admiration. Yeah, he's gonna hop in the driver's seat, and we're gonna follow after that car.
All right.
So I'm going to need a drive auto roll. As you see yourself catching up, the road is relatively slick with snow. I need a drive auto roll for you to be able to maintain your course and keep up with this guy.
Oh, you know it.
Gosh.
And I'm going to burn a Eureka point for that.
That's very good.
Success.
Oh,
We fished tail.
69.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, you do skid
Nice.
over the road just a tiny bit, but you are able to keep up with it. And very soon you realize that this truck seems to be making its way in the direction of the hunting lodge. But you notice that it pulls off on a side street and stops just short of the hunting lodge. Parks itself on the street, and you see the individual as you kind of round the corner down the street where the truck stops. You can see the individual getting out and begin walking.
Okay. We just kind of peek over a little bit and just kind of do some recon.
Gonna drive
Okay.
casual.
Are
here.
you all gonna drive casual? Okay. Are you all going to stay in the car and try to follow him?
So he's getting out of the car and he's going into a place.
You can see that he is currently just walking down the street in the direction of the hunting lodge.
Okay, well, I would say just follow him in the car for now. Just try not to make it look too obvious.
Okay. I would have both of you give me, let's see, probably a trying to look inconspicuous. I would say probably stealth.
All right, gonna burn my last Eureka point for this.
I will do a Eureka point as well.
Stealth, stealth, stealth. There it is. Car stealth. Oh no.
All right. When Jimmy
All right.
fails, I succeed.
Well,
Does her
I would say
extreme- Okay.
I would say that the extreme success would equal it out.
Thank you.
So I would say that, yeah, if you kind of pitter patter around behind him at a good distance, you can see that he eventually makes his way down, and it's actually a decent distance, especially in this temperature, about half a mile. He makes his way into the front door of the hunting lodge.
Okay.
Guess we should get out and follow him then.
Yeah, we'll follow him for sure and just get a little. How about this? From now on, Jimmy, like I'll drive because that was a little intimidating that you kind of, well, I mean, I knocked the guy out. I didn't expect you to get into the driver's seat and then drive so awful. And then me having to parallel park for you because you don't know how. We're just going to stealth it. So I'll drive from now on, but I really want to not break up. But it may look like we need to break up that someone will be here for the getaway car. And then you be on the lookout, kind of follow them.
Break up. Gosh, I didn't drive that bad, did I?
Jimmy, no, it was a little, nerve-wracking when I'm clinging onto the walls and the paneling of the vehicle, but we're here.
Probably
We're
cling
alive.
to me instead.
Don't get too wild about that, Jimmy. Just I'm at a loss for words now. Jimmy, just go follow them.
Yes, ma'am. Jimmy shall oblige. He'll get out of the car.
Okay, and as you do, you make your way into the hunting lodge, and you can see that the individual is speaking with the front desk attendant. Which you notice, it doesn't seem that the front desk attendant actually recognizes the form that he is using. And you see that they're kind of talking back and forth, and you see that she actually points down the hall towards your all's room.
Oh,
Okay.
boy. No, that's not good.
And to which he begins walking. He opens the door, makes his way down the hall. Do you continue following?
Oh, you know it.
All right. And at this point, he reaches the end of the hall, turns left, and opens the door to your all's room. At which point, Jean-Luc, you notice an individual, brown hair, kind of on the taller side. He enters your room.
Left would be the ladies' room.
And at this point, you see that
You couldn't hear JT?
Guess not. Left would be the ladies'
oh, you're
room.
No, that's right. Because if I it's left is your room. Because if you head left, it goes into the common area, or not the
Yeah, it's the bunk room, right?
common bunks. Yeah, and right is the ladies' room.
Never mind then.
But he makes his way into your room, and you see him standing there. He stares at you, and he begins holding up his hand towards you.
Me
I'm gonna
holding up his
need.
hand.
I'm going to need you to give me a power roll really quickly.
Mhm. Power. Yes, I will Eureka this. I don't trust you. Because you are a swine. I got a -4. In other words, it's extreme success.
And you can feel as he's doing this, you can feel this presence on your mind, almost like contorting it and squeezing it. You get this almost like a headache for a slight instant, and it releases itself. And he looks at you strangely, as if he tried to do something to you, but it did not work.
And I
At
shoot
this
him.
point, he is going to approach. So, at this point, Jimmy and India, are you still outside?
I'm still outside.
All right. So, let
I
me
see-
get this
do I
pulled
see
up real
him-
quick.
Do I see
Yeah,
him
you see-
trying to lay the whammy on Mr. G?
Yeah, you see him enter the room, and just outside the doorway, he holds his hand up. And
Oh.
at this point, we are going to go ahead and enter combat if I can find the map real quick. I keep pulling up the items tab instead of the images tab. So,
Flammenwerfer? Is that what you're trying to find? What?
yes, Flammenwerfer.
Yeah, because Jimmy would
let's
definitely try to intervene. Look out, Mr. G!
I shoot
Try
him.
to dive and catch the guy.
Open up for me here. All right. So, Jimothy, you, my friend,
Jimothy.
are down the hall here. And you can see there is an individual who
I
is.
see a combat tracker, but I'm not on it.
Is there a map I'm supposed to be seeing?
I'm not sharing it yet. Bear with me here because I did not know that this was going to happen. So,
You did it!
I know.
yeah,
it's
well,
so funny.
you realize that this session has gone left completely from where I had envisioned it going.
Well, you realize if you wouldn't let me seduce one of the cops.
Oh, so this is my fault.
Oh,
You did
absolutely your
offer.
fault. I was sitting
I
home
was
minding
just
my
trying to
business.
I tried.
just trying to get his
seduce
food.
both- I tried to seduce 2 cops and you failed both times.
I will say I did not try to seduce any cops. Maybe that's the problem.
Sitting at home minding my business. You're gonna make me shoot a guy.
All right.
Gore made the right choice.
You see him enter the room. I'm going to need to add. Oh. Let's see. This guy is going to need to be added to the combat tracker. Sorry, guys. What is everybody else doing, real quick?
Well, I'm assuming Clay and I are on our way back or arriving. I don't know if you want us to arrive now or round 2 or round 3 or whatever. Just let us know.
Okay.
He was in
Sounds
jail.
good. So Jimmy and my computer does not want to work with me here. And we'll drag him over.
I hear that train
and do
again.
This and that and the other thing. Okay. So first up is the individual who had attempted to cast a spell on you.
Oh.
Let's see. Oh, why did that go in there? From the tracker, Dagnabbit. There. Okay. So he tries to cast a spell on you. Next, it is your turn, Eldritch. I'm sorry.
I shoot him.
All right. So you pull out your gun from under your pillow or wherever you keep it. Go ahead and make me a firearms roll.
Yes, hold on. I will use my Eureka for this because I cannot fail this. Oh, and I did not. It's just a. Oh wait,
Regular
one more to
success.
make it a hard success. I will spend the luck to make it hard.
Okay. Well, at this point, he is, he's not going to try to oppose that at all. He takes the shot. Go ahead and roll me some damage real quick, if you would.
I don't like the sound of this moose. How do I roll damage for this gun? I don't know how to do this. I don't think I've ever hit anyone before.
First page should have the gun listed. There's a damage field.
Inventory gun.
No, first page of your sheet.
Oh, there's
First page of your sheet.
I see. Is there? Oh, there it is. 2d6 plus 4. Okay. Plus 4. So a lot. 15.
Wait, 2d6. What's 2d6?
You could have just double clicked on the number and it would have rolled it. But yeah,
Oh, that
so
would've
2d6
worked.
plus
It
4.
still worked.
So it'd be 15 points of damage. It looks like.
Boom.
You've got a 30-06 with you?
Yes, sir.
Wait, you pulled the rifle out from under your.
Yes, sir.
I thought you were using a pistol.
I don't have a pistol. I only got rifles.
I mean, that doesn't really make any sense to me, but all right. So you blast him, and this loud shot rings out. You see blood splatter, Jimmy, against the wall, and a bullet hole erupt in dust as it impacts with the wall on the opposite side of the hallway. You hear people begin to scream inside the hunting lodge and begin making their way out the door as this individual is, he is dead.
Good.
Well,
What do he look like?
You could tell he looked like he had brown hair. He was probably about 6 foot tall, clean shaven, very similar to the individual who was on the missing posters.
Oh, good. I killed the right man. Do you have a knife,
All right.
Jimmy?
And at this point, India, you hear a loud gunshot from inside the lodge. And it is at this point we'll say that Clay and Camellia pull up to the lodge as well.
Jimmy there, next to me? Next to the guy?
yeah, I'm out in the hallway.
Jimmy, do you have a knife?
Golly, Mr. G, I only got my sword cane.
A gun?
Yes, sir.
Shoot at me, but miss. Quickly.
Golly, are we like still tracking combat, or is this are we just like free to do whatever
Combat,
now?
he's dead.
You're good. You're good to do whatever. That was a one shot, one kill. Get some.
Okay, well then, okay, Mr. G, and he's I guess he's gonna go ahead and do exactly what he asks.
Okay, so you fire a shot and it blasts into the wall.
The gun in his hand.
You can
Quickly.
hear.
Oh, I see. Jimmy will kneel down and quickly push the gun in the guy's hand.
Right.
And I think
so
I
you
should
place-
probably,
you place the gun in the guy's hand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
go
should
ahead.
probably vamoose since I just stole a car.
Thief.
All right. And what are the rest of you doing at this point?
Well, Clay and I am assuming we're still en route back to the lodge, so we're not there yet.
I just said,
No, I
you,
thought
yeah,
you-
you're
you
there.
pulled up.
Oh,
We-
we're
we
there.
you're there.
People running out like, oh, joy, and just grab somebody's arm. What's going on?
Yeah, exactly. We'll just arrive and ask people what's going on. Why is everybody freaking out?
They say, "There's a gunman. There's a gunman inside the lodge."
Inside
They
the
say in
lodge.
German.
Okay, then I don't understand anything, and I'll look at Clay.
Somebody shot a weapon in the lodge. Time to go in.
Well, actually, why don't you tell them to get everybody out in an organized fashion?
Yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's not going after that. He's trying to get everybody out of the building, but he has to go in first to get him out.
Yeah. Right. I will.
You can see that people are beginning to trickle out as you feel as though the lodge itself is probably just about empty at this point.
Yeah. Clay is trying to make sure while he's doing this that he's letting everybody see him.
Yeah. And I
look, I'm helping you.
And now I'll try to get everybody to stand to one side, so everybody's in the group together.
Okay. And they all kind of take up formation around you.
Okay. All right. Because then that will make it easier for India and Jimmy to hide in the crowd. I'm assuming. So I'm assuming Clay, are you going in to look for the gunman?
He is going to stay out. If we haven't heard another shot, he's right outside the door. He's going to yell in there, Jimmy?
Okay. Is the manager here? Is the manager outside or is the manager still inside?
Yeah, you can see that the manager, the owner, is currently outside.
Okay. I'll go to the owner, and I'll say, well, as you can see, everybody is outside. I'm wondering if maybe you and somebody else want to go inside to check to make sure everybody's out?
No, we are calling the police. I'm not going in there.
Okay. All right. How are you going to call the police when the phone is inside?
There are police everywhere. Someone go and find them. Bring them here.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we're just gonna stay outside because there doesn't seem to be any more gunshots. So I'll just make sure to stay by Clay in full view of the manager, so the manager knows that we're just arrived. Now, listen, do you know exactly what happened? We just got here.
All we know is that there were gunshots down the hall towards the men's communal room.
Wow. You think somebody was drunk and started a fight?
I do not know. I do not know. This is not the thing that happens here.
Oh, it happens in America all the time.
I do not want to go to America.
Did Jimmy hear Clay bellow out his name yet?
Yeah, we'll say that Jimmy heard it.
Okay. He's going to wait a few more beats before he even thinks about going inside the building. He's just looking.
Okay. I'll try to keep my eye out.
I'm in trouble.
I'll try to keep an eye out for India and Jimmy. Do I see them anywhere?
Jimmy is currently still inside the building, unless Jimmy wants to make his way back out, in which case you can definitely do that.
Jimmy would very much like to maybe slip out the window.
Okay, yeah, easily enough. You see that there's a couple of windows in this room. You can easily slip out one of the side windows and kind of make your way around the stable, just on the outside of your window. And you see, Camellia, you see Jimmy climbing out a window just outside the stable.
Okay. And do I see India?
Yeah, do you make yourself known?
I make myself known.
Okay. All right. And John Luke is nowhere outside. Is he still inside?
By the way, all I see for the map on my version is just black. I'm assuming that's because we're not there. Or we weren't there when you brought it up.
No, the game closed on me for some reason.
Oh, for me, I just see Hunting Lodge Night, and it's just
it kicked
a
me
black
out.
square.
Yes.
That's okay. I'm logging back in.
Odd.
Much like the butcher shop was black for me.
Yeah, because we're
Here,
probably not on the map. Huh?
Drag
there we
everybody over.
All right.
Thank you.
I will tell Clay that everybody but John Luke is outside.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
And going to just yell out, Strathmore, are you alive? In his booming voice.
course I'm alive, old man. Why wouldn't I be alive?
Gunshot. You still being in the building.
Yes, well, I
Do the
handled
math.
business, didn't I?
I have no idea. I'm outside because reasons.
Oh, now you're scared all of a sudden. Usually you're the first one to run in.
If you say that again, I'm going to come in there and rip your head off. I'm not scared of anything. I'm trying to cover the group, you moron. I'm kind of sad that whatever happened in there didn't kill you.
You wouldn't say
He's gonna-
something like
He's
that.
just going to close the front doors and turn back to Camellia. He's fine.
Okay. All right. Let's just go sit down somewhere. I'll go
All right,
towards
these-
India, Maria, and then find a place to sit down and sit down. Oh, wait.
And Clay is going to take out his flask and have a drink.
All right. So you all sit down and wait for the soldiers and or police to get there and respond to what has just happened at the Kavaki Dvorak Lodge. And I think that is where I'm going to call it for tonight, because this has gone way left field and I'm going to have to basically do some
You're gonna put your
do some
thinking
crazy
hat
stuff.
on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something to get this all to make sense and be cohesive. So, with that, we'll go ahead and get some improvement rolls out of the way. So, who would like to kick us off?
I can do it. I have a couple. So let's see. Law. Damn it. Okay. Persuasion. Nope. Sleight of hand. Fail. Okay, D10.
You screw it to Strathmore, you get the horns, old boy.
4. And luck.
Might wanna
Yeah.
workshop that catchphrase, Mr. G.
Here we go. 8. Okay, that's it.
All right, very good.
Mine's going to be really easy. I think I failed every single roll. So I have luck. Let's see what happens. Hey, I failed luck too. This is good. Hey, and I get 8 points. Things are looking up. I'm
To
done.
me, luck.
Now my luck is 36.
Oh,
Wow.
Sure.
All right, who's next?
I guess I'll go. I really only improved one thing today, and that's one of the things I'm best at. That's driving. And we had
That would be normally very useful.
where am I at? I'm having trouble. Okay, there we go. Oh no, I didn't. All right, well that's okay. Luck time. Luck, lucky luck. Hey, all right. Where's my D10?
It's a good failure.
Yeah.
Good thing.
Yes. That's a good thing. All right, that's 3. All right, I'm done.
All right, I'll go next. Let's see. Rating brawl. Dang. Okay, and then stealth. Man, when I don't need to this game is stupid. I hate this board. Anytime I want to succeed in a game, like actual gameplay, I fail. But when I'm trying to do improvement rolls, I succeed. Oh, I hate it. I hate it every dang time. I'm annoyed. I'm over it. I'm gonna go for luck now.
How do you really feel?
I'm very passionate, but at least I failed at luck.
There you go.
All right. Hopefully the D10 dice doesn't really give me trouble like the last times. All right. 4. Let's go.
Nice. All right. And Jean-Luc succeeded in at least a rifle roll.
Old ones tonight. Ooh, beautiful. Yes. Beautiful.
All right. Very good. You got it up to, what is that, 39? Very good.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Come on, baby, give me a 10. Another 6. Too bad I don't have another roll.
Higher than average.
Very good. All right.
Too
Is
bad.
that, that's everybody, right?
Yeah.
I think that's everybody. All right. Let me get us swooshed on over.
Swooshed.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for horror off of the Orient Express. Let's go around everyone and we'll just let everybody know what you're doing, what you're up to, and where they can find you. We'll start tonight off with Nomi.
Hi guys. So I will be doing gameplay streams in the morning with Dreaming Tabitha since I'm still on medical leave, so I might as well take advantage of my leave. So we're playing a newer version of We Were Here. Earlier today I did lose my temper on Tabitha, not because of Tabitha, because of the game. It was quite funny. So we're gonna do it all again tomorrow morning. I made a video, I haven't posted it, and I'm currently making a video right now. And I have someone in mind on this panel making this video. And it's Moss. I made Huevos con Weenie, and I ruined it because I was making a video.
What?
I did. So that's why I was late and stuff. But you can also catch me on X at Nomi Without You as my YouTube channel if I post that video at Nomi Without You. Sorry, Moss. I failed. But I'll make it up for you tomorrow.
It's just a happy accident. Yeah, I got nothing for that. Okay, go ahead and tag somebody.
JT.
Oh boy. Werewolf character creation stream on Sunday. Come check it out after Riffs. And check me out on Pirates tomorrow. And then Wednesday After Dark on Wednesday, because it's on Wednesday. And that's how that works. And join the Discord. And please go subscribe to my YouTube, because I got to get to 500. Because we're getting there. Need to be there. And now you know not to mess with Mr. Gore, because you will end up in a bloody mess on the floor. That rhyme, Moss, you whore. Who is next? I will give it to Chris, because he has to get out of here.
Yes, I am KrisWithADagger. You can follow me on Minds and X if you'd like. Help me get on that long, long road to 500 followers. And of course, catch me here Monday nights with these lovely people for more Cthulhu. And I will tag Froste.
Woo! That's Strathmore, or you're on the floor, not Gore, or you're on the floor. JT, come on, get your own fake name right. You're going to need a third identity for this man soon. I am Frost. You can find me Sundays on JT's channel for Riffs, Monday here on Moonskull for this, Tuesdays and Thursday on Legend Seeker for writing lore for Legend Seeker, Wednesday Moonskull for Wednesday After Dark, and eventually Friday Strange Aeons. And then on my links, my link tree, you can find me playing games and yelling at clouds and things like that. What? Maybe not in that order. And I'm going to tag Sevvy because I have to.
Oh, God. All right. Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for being here today. You can find me at Legally Sevvy, and over here at Moonskull. Please follow my Twitch and my Kick if you have not already, and then join my Discord server. This Saturday, we're going to be watching Big Trouble in Little China. So if you guys want to hang out with us while we do that and then watch more Star Trek, feel free to join. It is open for everybody. So if you guys are interested in doing that, that's what we're doing on Saturday. Yeah, I think you guys know my schedule, so I will pass it over to Moss.
Yes. Obviously here, Wednesday After Dark, Strange Aeons when that gets started up, Star Wars, all here on Moonskull. Also, join me over on Tales from the Dragon's Tavern for Fear of Ages Past. That's my Lord of the Rings show that Frost is on, as well as a few others. and a lovely mod, which is in the chat at the moment, is also starring in that. So go and check that out on Friday afternoons. Tuesday for Smoke and Barrel. Saturday mornings for Saturday morning map making with me. Also, just a quick heads up, everybody who doesn't already know, we did launch a tier for the Tales from the Dragons Tavern Patreon. If you want access to the maps that I make on Saturdays, you can join that. I've got all of the files that we've made so far available for download there. And I think that's all I've got from my plugs. So everybody, don't forget to like the stream. Comment, leave us your thoughts after the stream is over. You know what we need to do? I need to write out like a question or something at the end of each episode, just to give people something to comment about. But I'll do that next week. So everybody, thank you again for joining us, and I bid you all adieu, auf Wiedersehen, Gesundheit, and God bless.